Hi guys, I'm catching up on reading excerpts from the books I wrote when I was sick this past month. Now I'll read you an excerpt from week 25 of Author vs. AI called For Love and Rivalry. It's the first in a three-book rom-com series centered around romance and sports. Here's the first part of chapter 1. I start laughing as soon as Patty says over the phone, "Angie, you're moving to Boston." Hilarious, I tell her, still chuckling. Okay, what did you really want to tell me? Your message sounded sort of urgent. There's a short pause on the other end of the line, and the sudden silence feels awkward. When my boss doesn't say anything else, not even let out a chuckle, I get a sinking feeling in my stomach. This doesn't feel like a joke anymore. Patty, I say slowly, you're not serious, are you? I am, she replies brightly. She's never one to publicly take offense, but I can see in my mind her fingers clenched around her phone. She doesn't know she does it, but when she's stressed, she tends to grip whatever's nearby hard enough to turn her knuckles white. I've never told her that because I like to win in poker, and she has the same tell when she's playing cards and tries to bluff. But the Boston office isn't supposed to open until next year, I begin, but Patty interrupts. We're opening early. We just got a big investor interested, and he's heavily committed to moving up our timeline. So we need boots on the ground as soon as possible to get the momentum going and get community involvement in the brand. I love my job, don't get me wrong, and I'm adaptable as hell. Usually when Patty says jump, I flip over backwards. But move into enemy territory? I'm a Yankees gal through and through. I can't imagine living in Boston. In fact, on the list of all the places where I'd least like to live in the US, it tops out at number 1. I have to think about this. I can hear the disappointment in my own tone, and Patty jumps in quickly, her voice overly enthusiastic. This is what you've been asking for, Anjali, she tells me. I tune out the honking of the ever-present Manhattan traffic as I wait at the corner of the block to cross the street. I'm in Midtown after meeting with a local influencer for our latest shoot, and our offices are in Chelsea, so I was just heading to the subway on the next block to get back to work. What do you mean? The light changes and I follow my fellow pedestrians across the street. I never asked to go to Boston. That's not what I mean. This is a great opportunity. The CEO has been talking about expansion for years, and it's only now that it's in the works. But what this means is they'll need a permanent PR manager to head up the Boston office shortly. And I recommended you for the job, so this is, well, think of it as a trial period to see how you do. Wait, what? This is big news, and it has my head spinning. I'm wondering if Patty got word somehow that I was looking around on the job market. There's only so long that someone can be an assistant PR manager, and Patty's just 52 years old. That's a lot of years before she'll retire, so it seemed to me that I didn't have a lot of opportunity to advance in this company. No matter how much I love working at Marathon Sportswear, I couldn't help but wonder if there was another place for me. I didn't send out any resumes yet, but I'd been looking. Or perhaps Patty's just perceptive. I haven't been dialing it in at my job. In fact, the opposite is true. I've been offering more ideas lately to increase the brand's potential. As she said, this would be a great opportunity for me to spread my wings and bring my own creativity to bear in leading a team. This is your chance, Angie, she says softly, and I know that she's rooting for me to succeed. You're right, I decide. Taking a deep breath, I let it out in a rush as I say, I'll do it. Perhaps if I knew what a pain in the ass moving would be from one state to another, I might have reconsidered. Even with a studio apartment in New York, I seem to have accumulated a huge amount of stuff. And even though my work is paying for my move, which means hiring movers, thank goodness, to carry all my boxes and pack up all my furniture, I'm still feeling a bit stressed out about the whole thing. I found a great place, though. I know Boston is a city too, but it's way cheaper than New York. Added my raise for this position, and I feel confident to spend a bit more each month to get a one-bedroom apartment in Back Bay, sort of halfway between Fenway Park and Boston Common. The best news? It's 1 block away from the river and a pedestrian bridge that crosses over to the Esplanades and miles of bike paths. I'll have to take my Schwinn out for a spin on the trails once I've gotten settled. I tip the two guys after they've delivered the last box, and I close the door behind the movers and flop down on my couch, sighing. There are boxes piled up next to the kitchen cabinets, boxes in the bedroom, boxes here in the living room. I feel as if my whole life is all packed up, and the stuff I own doesn't amount to much. It actually looks small in this new space, which has a couple hundred more square feet than my tiny New York apartment did. I'm hoping I don't expand and get too much more junk while I'm here. No matter what, this is going to be a stepping stone for me. My plans haven't changed. I'll be a full-time PR manager here for a while, get some experience, but there's no way I'm going to live here forever. My Yankee heart simply won't allow it. A sharp knock on the door has me jumping to my feet. "Coming!" I shout out as I deftly maneuver my way through the teetering piles. I still have a few days before my new job starts, so I'll have to unpack quickly so that I'm not living in this messy limbo. The movers must have forgotten something, I think, and I'm glad they're being thorough. I open the door, my mouth already in action. "What did you—" Oh, not the movers, and certainly not someone I've ever seen before. I guess I should have looked through the peephole of my door. This guy is a head taller than me and looks like he bench presses people my size for lunch. His crossed arms are like tree trunks. Well, perhaps small ones. Birch, maybe. To top off my stranger danger meter, he's wearing sunglasses and a Red Sox baseball cap. And a frown. I suppose I'd be frowning too if I was a fan of the Red Sox, who've been on a losing streak lately. Then again, serves them and him right. Well, Anjali has just met Raphael, although she doesn't know his name yet, but she will soon, as well as learning much more about her hunky new neighbor. Tomorrow, I'll let you know about week 26's book and read a short excerpt from it. Until then, have a great day.